Hello everyone, let's see what spirit has to tell you. What's a message that you need to hear today? Let's see, what's the energy like? Oh, we have the Two of Cups. Okay, let's see what the follow-up card is for that one, because it could be different things. It could be commitment to yourself, it could be self-love, could be partnership, like literally a contract, signing something, a new beginning. Okay, something is happening. We have the Fool. Ooh. I'm here like there's this innocence of like, let me try it, let me just see what happens, you know, going into a situation with no pre-assumptions, no prejudgment. Like literally I'm hearing like clean slate. Magician in reverse. Okay, maybe because in the past you went with too many assumptions, like negative assumptions. I think here it is, you're going into a same situation or like stuff that happened in your life in the past, but now you're having a different approach. You're seeing it as, okay, in the past I did these choices or reacted this way and it did not work out in my favor, so let me try a different approach. Sorry, I just hit the microphone. It's just so dark, I don't see anything. But yeah. Oh, Five of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Swords in reverse. I love that. So any scarcity mindset that you still have left, you're releasing those emotional wounds that might have accompanied you from previous experiences where you're like, I'm not gonna let this hold me back anymore. And it could be in the motivation of the new year where you said like, okay, these things happened this year, but I don't want to repeat them for 2026, so I need to approach it differently. So you are actually allowing different outcomes this time, which I love, because that's all it is about. I did a tarot reading for my cousin yesterday and I told her that she needs to change a lot of things about her mentality. And you know, obviously the first thing you get hit with is saying like, well, changing your mentality and mindset is not easy. Of course it isn't, otherwise everyone would be living differently, there would be less misery and all that. It's about wanting to actually do the changes. And the sentence so crazy, Three of Cups and the Lovers. Literally, you need to make different choices than the people around you are doing right now. Do not copy and paste their version of living. You have your own path, so you should making choices according to your path. Doesn't matter if they a little bit poke at you, being like, well, but you should do it like this, why don't you do it like we did? Because I see how miserable you are and I do not want to experience that. Why should I wish that upon myself? But yeah, the sentence here stands out for you guys as well. Is insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if you want something different, you need to have the courage and the strength to choose the different story and stick with it on a day-to-day basis. You know, it's not like saying one affirmation once for the rest and you expecting it to change, to stick for the rest of your life, if your programming has been going on for years and years of the opposite. You need to kind of like train your brain and your reticular activating system of wanting to see different evidence. We have the King of Wands. What is your vision for the next year? What is the vision that you have of your life? Now that you decided that you want different, you need to have a little bit of a dream, of a visual representation. For those that have never done a vision board, I highly recommend to start vision boarding this month. So you have a little bit of a visual view, and we are visual people. We love aesthetics. We're just programmed that way that it's easier to actually envision that goal if you have it in front of you, especially if you can see it every single day, which also then reprograms your subconscious. So what's the vision? What's the steps that you can take towards to? For example, for me today, I'm working on my media kit for future brand deals, because next year I want to have more brand deals. I got more subscribers, I got more views and engagement, which also means I need to update my media kit accordingly. But again, I have a specific income goal for next year, especially like savings wise. How much do I want to have in my bank account at the end of the year? So I cannot play it safe right now in the beginning of the year of just lowering those numbers a little bit, you know. I need to lower them realistically, yes, you know, don't overcharge if you're not at that level yet, but don't undercharge to feel safe and comfortable when I need to grow outside of my comfort zone. And you need to do it the same. Plan realistically, because for some people I'm hearing it's easy for you to visualize big numbers, big goals, right? But if it's not possible for you, and it's not about you have to believe that it's true, because it does not work that way. It has to do with sticking with the story and the assumptions you tell yourself on a day-to-day basis, right? But for you, what works the best for you? Because just because for your neighbor it worked this way doesn't mean it's gonna work the same for you, because you're also a different person. This is why I hate also those vision boards where videos where they say like, oh, do it like this. It worked for you maybe, you know. We have the sun in reverse. Okay, you still struggle with celebrating yourself and putting yourself out there. That's something that you need to work on. What exactly scares you about people seeing you? Is it the potential of failure? Is it the judgment? You need to really dig deep there, because it's holding you back. Ten of Pentacles. I want to say Pen. Maybe your name is Penelope. I don't know. Maybe you're a Bridgerton fan and Penelope is your favorite character. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Ten of Pentacles is about like security and stability. How can you create that for yourself next year? Or in general, what do you need to feel safe and secure on a day-to-day basis? Because if that's the end goal, you need to get accustomed and your nervous system safe around that, right? So what is one thing you can do today? What is one thing you can do tomorrow? So you can get used to that feeling. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. There's a lot of things that you need to let go. Have you been doing the shadow work? Have you been doing the journal prompts that you need to do? For those that are into astrology, are you using astrology to see in your birth chart according to the season? Right now we're still in Sagittarius season until the 21st, so you still have a couple of days. But then in Capricorn season, what are your Capricorn placements, or what are you in general? Like, check what it means for you the next month. You work through, I talked with my friend about this as well this week, where she's like, I know I still have a lot of things I need to work through, but I'm gonna let them come up whenever they need to. And it is like that. That's what astrology transits are about, in my opinion. It's every season you have something else you need to work through, right? So seeing your birth chart, especially the house placement, what's the theme, so you can know a little bit what comes up, so when you're triggered you don't spiral into the trigger. You would know, okay, this is because I have this transit, let me do some shadow work prompts around that. So it's basically, you have the tools, you just need to know when to apply them. It's not that I'm hearing you're not avoiding it, it's just you're a little bit overwhelmed because there are so many tools, and you maybe feel like you don't know where to start or which one is the best right now, because there's so much information out there that it can get overwhelming now, because one person says this, one person says that. What should I do? But try to figure out what works for you and have like 3 methods that you can do easily. Let me check with the Fairy Oracle deck what it's saying. Okay, love life. is dating, who is in a relationship. There are some things that you might need to look at. I'm feeling very drawn to her wings because they're yellow, so maybe focus a little bit on your solar plexus healing. And since she's sitting on a red flower, maybe the root chakra is unbalanced there as well. Why is it not focusing? There we go. So solar plexus and root chakra is definitely something that you need to look into a little bit. Those are a little bit out of balance. For those that are single and are in the dating scene, make sure that you don't lose your identity by trying to show that other person, yes, I am worthy of you being in a relationship with me. A little bit of some self-worth issues. That's still low-key seeking validation from the other person, when you shouldn't care if they think you're worth it. You know, you don't have to prove yourself to them. They're gonna see it, and if they don't, 11:11 on the timer, you just let them fall away. And next, for those that are in a relationship, same concept. Don't lose your identity in the relationship. This is for my girlies with anxious attachment styles, okay? Don't make that other person your whole center. You still need to live your own life. You still need to be loyal to yourself. So, solar plexus and root chakra. What else, fairies? What do we need to see? Okay, debt is paid. I love that. So, for next year, different money choices. Work on your money mentality. Debt is not something bad, okay? You just need to be able to reframe your mindset a little bit. I'm hearing here that you should not be afraid of debt. You feel like you never have enough money. So your job is to reframe that into, I have always more than enough. I can spend. Overflow is basically the story that you need to identify with next year. So start saying those affirmations. Start seeing where the patterns are hidden. We have here, be yourself, all about authenticity. And she's also wearing like a yellow golden color, so definitely you guys work on your solar plexus. Because it's also golden, it could represent here the sun, your sun sign. Since it is, well, it's a unicorn, but whatever. Sagittarius risings are very coming to the surface. Fire signs in general. Sometimes you feel like you need to outperform yourself, which is a little bit of a wounded side. Try looking into why it is that way. I heard bees, so someone could be very into bees, or your name starts with the letter B. Say goodbye to the old and welcome in the new. So very big shifts coming. And you need to surrender, okay? Need to surrender. She's having her foot in the flowers. So if you feel overwhelmed, if you can, make sure that you're in some, like in nature, and you can ground your feet into the grass. For those that have a backyard, use it to your advantage, please, okay? It's already at your disposal. So, okay, decision and advice deck. Let's see, ask your questions. What do you need? Okay, let me shuffle again. Too many cards fell at once. Must be a lot of people that need a lot of advice, but I'm gonna be pulling 4 cards, so ask your questions. What else am I channeling? Let's see, because the energies are crazy lately. I just heard Virgo, so you could be a Virgo, rising or moon. I saw beach house. Maybe one of your dreams is having a beach house, or you live in a beach house, which, again, take advantage of being so close to nature. Okay, ooh, miracles. Do you believe in miracles? Even if you don't, you cannot like pretend that they don't exist, basically. Sometimes life takes like very dramatic turns. It's kind of like saying, be open for your life to do a 360 all of a sudden. Right now, depending on how 2025 was for you, maybe it was a very bad year. Maybe it was a year of a lot of healing. Can happen, right? But it's basically saying, just because maybe the past 11 months were not so great, it does not mean that the last month to close it off is going to be just the same. And you know, there's a reason why the theme or the saying like Christmas miracles happen is because it really does. Yes, it's an assumption that everyone feeds into, but again, Decembers always have kind of like a turning point energy. So be open to it. Start telling yourself you're gonna experience miracles in December. Let's see what the cards have to say. That card is for those that feel like nothing can salvage this year. Where you feel that you've been asking for a sign. Can my life turn around? And yes, you can. Okay, let me pull the first card from the top and see what's happening. Yes, just a big, straight to the point yes. Maybe you've been needing that little confirmation where you know, can I? Am I allowed? Then we have, it's in your hands. You basically ask constantly for confirmation, and the thing is, no matter how many times Spirit says, yes, go ahead, you still hesitate. You still keep looking for another sign because you don't trust yourself. But literally it's telling you here that, oh, it does not focus, that once you decide and claim it, the rest is up to you. It's your assumptions, it's your belief that are gonna let you know if it's gonna be good. Very interestingly, yesterday my cousin also asked, how do I know when I make a right decision? For us women, intuition can help us out there, but I also don't want you to stress too much about like, is it the right decision or is it not? Because circumstances don't matter. They're not a fixed thing. They can shift. You decide something and you end up not liking it, then you change the circumstance by thinking differently. You're not going to be constantly thinking, is it the right choice? Is it the right choice? But what if it does not come out the way I want it to? You're self-sabotaging in that moment. So decide what it is. And if it then comes and stands right in front of you and you're like, actually, I don't like it, then you change your circumstance. You change your mind. You make a different decision. We've been conditioned to think that once we choose something, we have to stick with it because change was always marketed as very bad. But here's the thing, your consciousness can change anything. So why do you need to stick with something? Okay, let's see the other card. We have the full yes and right now. Right away a no. So this is for something else that you've asked I wonder what it is. I'm hearing like, am I going to regret it? This goes again to me saying like, if you don't like the outcome at the end of the day because you thought like this is it, but then you are standing in front of it and then you don't like it, it does not mean it has to stay that way. Am I going to regret it? No, but if you want something else, allow yourself to want something else, you know? And you have to train yourself into thinking that way too. Sometimes I catch myself as well, thinking that when I make a certain decision, I have to stick with it. You don't have to. Life is so versatile. I don't think any more is coming through, so I hope you enjoyed this reading and it gave you the clarity that you needed. If you reach the end of this reading, please comment down the emoji of a unicorn. And what else? We should throw in a sentence too, something that you can claim for yourself. How about, I can literally do anything I want. Like a unicorn. A unicorn can do whatever it wants because it's a magical being and you need that energy as well. So comment down below, I can do anything I want, and then a unicorn emoji. Thank you so much for helping this channel grow and get the message out to anyone that needed to hear it. I will see you in the next reading. Until then, bye bye.